Alright YouTube, today we are going to be working on a 2013 Chevrolet Equinox, and we're going to be changing out the brake pads on this thing. So first thing you do, loosen up, well, just break the lug nuts loose. I have a jack here, jack stand, for obviously you want to be safe doing this. So you break it loose while it's still on the ground if you don't have an air compressor, which I don't at the time, at this time, but I plan on getting one. And then just kind of go up a little bit. Then you want to have your jack stand for extra precaution. I know the sun's over here. I'm going to try to keep the sun out of the camera view. So what I do, just kind of set it up right by the frame here. I usually put it right next to the jack, so that way it's in the same vicinity should anything happen. As close to the jack as possible, that way if anything fails, at least you have your jack. So I'll try to keep the camera out of the sun as much as possible, but so now just go ahead and loosen the rest of these. Okay, undo your lug nuts. Right there in the ground here. If you're wondering what the torque spec is for the lug nuts on 2013 Chevy Equinox, you're looking at 120 foot-pounds. That's what you need. Just kind of break it off here. I'm going to set the tire off to the side. Okay, so now you're looking at your disc rotor, brake caliper. You're going to look for this bolt, and then there's one more under here. Okay, so it's going to be a 17 millimeter to hold this nut in place. It doesn't exactly kind of fit on, but you just kind of have to line it up a little bit and then tap it. Let me go get my socket real quick. I forgot it on the other side. Where did I put that thing? Where did I put it?
I don't know.
Oh, it was right next to me the whole time. Okay. I'm silly. So for this bolt, it's going to be a 14 millimeter. Okay. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So you're going to line this up a little bit. Now when you go to crack it open, your 17 millimeter bolt is going to move with it. So what you got to do, what I do is I just kind of crack it open first of all, just to get it a little loose like that. And then you're going to take your 17 millimeter, line it up, and then just kind of tap it in. If you're wondering like, oh man, how do I do it? Just kind of just a little bit. Hold it in place. And then just crack this loose. You don't have to take this all the way out, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to swing this up, and it's going to make things a lot easier. So then come under here, hopefully the camera's catching it, and then do the same thing, crack it just a little loose, and then you can actually with this one I can hold it with my fingers. But if you wanted to do the 17 millimeter, you would just line it up right here like that, and then you just hold it. Okay, and then this one you want to take all the way out, because this is the part that we're going to swing up. Okay, take that. I usually put it right there. 17 millimeter out. This will just swing up like this. Okay, hold that in place. Okay, now here's your brake pads that you're going to change out. So just by hand, you just kind of walk them off like that. Okay, old pad. And when you take it off, you want to make sure that the piece with the flange here, this is going to be your brake wear indicator, that goes on the inside of the rotor. Okay, now you're going to replace the hardware, because in this kit they give you brand new hardware. I always change it out. There's your old one. Okay. New one. New one will go on just like that. Same thing for the bottom. And it might be a little stuck. You just kind of have to work at it and then it'll just come out. New one goes on. Like so, okay? And you just install it. If you want to put grease on here, that is an option. If you're looking to where to grease it, this is going to be where your pad is going to move in and out. I forgot to pick up grease, so for now we'll just leave it. But you just make sure that it's secure on there. Here's your new pads. So the flange that I was talking about. So this is going to be in the inside, okay? And then it'll be the direction of the rotor. Goes in the back. This one will go on the front. Just kind of feed it in like so, okay? And the back one here. Sorry if it's really close. Just kind of feed it in here. Okay, and then that's how you install it. So your flange is in here, perfect, nice and snug. Now you go to push back the brake piston, which is this. So get the C-clamp, if you want, maybe get a piece of wood or something like that. Okay, and now you're just going to tighten it up, push the piston back, okay, till it's nice and flush. So it's going to take a little effort, but these Equinoxes are pretty easy to work on. So nice and tight. See? Okay, it doesn't go anymore. So now we know it's pushed all the way back. Undo your C-clamp. Okay, that comes off. Brake caliper on. And if you have to move it around a little bit, that's really not a problem. You just kind of have to work at it a little bit. Now, if you're new to doing brakes, you can just push this bolt back here, and then you're going to line it up. Grab your bolt, and then just kind of feel around. Make sure you get a couple threads going before you tighten it up. Tighten it by hand. Tighten this one by hand. Take the 17mm back to your bolt. Okay, and then just kind of walk it on there, just enough to hold it in place. Wrench, it's tightening. Get to your tightening bolt, hold this, and then what you want to do, nice and snug. That's it. Doesn't go anymore, you're done. Doesn't have to be all stir, you know, you don't have to get all crazy with it. Same thing for the top, okay? Because as you see how I'm turning it, and this is moving now with it, so that's why we're doing this. Okay, just give it a nice little tap. Put this down. Nice. Again, doesn't have to be crazy tight, but just enough to where the bolt doesn't move anymore, and you're good. Just kind of walk it off a little bit. There we go. Okay, and you're done. So that's how you change brakes. And then the other thing too, when you're pushing the caliper back, don't take it off, but just loosen your brake master cylinder cap so that you're relieving pressure from the entire system. So once that's done, nice and snug, And then to end it, just put the tire back on. Again, 120 foot-pounds of torque for your lug nuts. Make sure you pump the brakes before you start driving, because right now the pedal is soft, so it's going to go straight to the floor. Pump the brakes and you're done. And that's how you change brakes on a 2013 Chevy Equinox. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video. Bye bye.